Hey, yo, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Talking 100 Podcast. On this podcast, we spell talk with the one instead of an L, because on this podcast, we always keep it 100. All right, let's get into it today. Let's talk about it. All right. First things first, I have been gone for at least an extra week. I kind of recorded 2 episodes within 1 week, so I kind of let those ride out. Let those try to play, and then let those videos try to surface around the world. And let those clips try to surface around the world, which has been cool. Had me another episode by myself, and then I had a Valentine's special episode with my wife on the show, and it was both pretty good, both getting pretty good feedbacks for both episodes. So I'm proud and happy, and I got to take a cool week off. Okay, I don't take those weeks off often because I try to keep consistent in what I'm doing and filming, but sometimes you just need that little off time to yourself. But I am back and ready for action. Okay, we are in episode 84. Okay, that's the first original OG Randy Moss episode right there. All right. First things first, we're gonna talk about the Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics are now over. We just had the closing ceremony a couple of days ago. They were good. If you are somebody who is kind of like me, loves sports regardless of the sport. You know, it's some sports out there that I just can't really get into. Like maybe golf. I can't watch golf, but I can play golf. Right? Stuff like that. But like I like to watch weird shit. Like curling. Curling is fun to watch. And like I don't fully understand curling, but I understand the concept of what like the sweepers are for, what the objective of the game is, and all. Like I know the basics, but I don't know in depth. If that makes sense. But curling, I love curling. And then bobsledding, love bobsledding. The skiing is what be having me dead. The skiing and the snowboarding, because to do that in the snow is always phenomenal. And then the ice skating, especially the pairs of ice skating when they're going crazy, going at it, doing routines, that should be good. But one of the biggest, I guess, sports in the Winter Olympics that I love to watch is hockey. That's the only one that I actually still consistently watch, even if it's not the Olympics. All those other sports, I don't really watch them unless it's the Olympics. But like hockey, I watch outside the Olympics. Right. And for the first time in like 30, 40 years, USA Hockey takes gold in the Winter Olympics, beating Canada in OT. I think it was 2-1 was the final score. And so, wow, this the first time, like I said, first time since like 86, I want to say. That was the last time they said that they won that. And so we're looking at 40 years, y'all. 40 years of just us just watching other countries go and win, and we just sit there. And being that hockey is not really a sport that U.S. is like known for, I say we got the NHL Hockey League, of course, and you know we got our our hockey stadiums and everything around the world, around the country and stuff. But it's not really just preached upon as when we're kids. So for us to go out there and win gold in the Olympics, and it's not really our thing, our cup of tea. That was fun to watch. It was fun to engage with. It was fun to just. Like I said, it's fun to watch, period. And I had fun watching it with my daughter, actually. Watching it, seeing her, the excitement she had. Because even though we both, like I know hockey, but I don't know, I still knew on a lot of rules. But for her to pick it up as well while watching it with me was phenomenal. Very phenomenal. Congratulations to USA Hockey. Congratulations on taking home that gold. All right, we the champs right now until the next Winter Olympics. So we got 4 more years to have our victory speeches. Okay, till it's time to go try to repeat. Can we repeat in 4 years? Can the United States repeat as gold medal winners in hockey? I don't know. It's far fetched. It's kind of hard to tell right now. You don't know what can happen within these 4 years. Somebody can get, either a player can get seriously injured, has to retire. Maybe we don't have that same team. Maybe the people who competed in this Olympics don't want to compete in the next Olympics. Some people going to retire from hockey, period, as a whole. So it's kind of hard to figure it out right now. But I say right now, I'm on the hot train right now. So I say, yeah, we can repeat in 4 years. I'm waiting for it. I'm going to be watching again in 4 years. All right. So with that being said, all right, like I said, congratulations to USA Hockey. I want to say shout out to Texas, University of Texas women's basketball. Last night, I actually had the chance, the honor to go watch them play in person. I've always heard of how good they are and how it's easier to get tickets to their games than it is other, like everybody else has these hidden fees and all this, but no, they straight to the point, get the tickets and you can go to the game. All right, we had a fun time. Now I did enjoy that because I got to take my daughter, who is 7 years old, she'll be 8 this year, but she likes to watch basketball. She likes to play basketball, and on top of that, she's a cheerleader. She loves cheerleading. She wore her cheerleading uniform to the game last night, and and it was kind of funny. I didn't even know this was going to happen, but when I got the tickets, I didn't know that at the halftime show that the cheerleaders was going to do their competition routine. And it was so fun. Like, her eyes lit up when she saw them doing it. Because, like, it was her first time doing competition cheer this past year. And for her first time, she did great. Phenomenal. And so for her to see, older people and what she thinks all are adults and the college kids, she's looking at that like, oh, I can do that at this level, and she was having fun with it. And then she loved to see the girls play. She loved to see the cheerleaders do their thing. She was kind of asking like, wait, the guys are cheerleaders too? And I have to explain that like there's some men that does the cheerleader, and they are some strong do not underestimate a male cheerleader. I don't care what you say about it. You can talk shit to them, whatever. Them motherfuckers are cock strong, dog. You gotta lift up humans, and they do it effortlessly. I can't even say that word right. They do it with basically no effort. And so they out there in their weight room, just like football players. Like, they be in their weight room pumping iron, dog. Do not underestimate a male cheerleader. Please don't. Hey, shout out to male cheerleaders, man. Y'all, this is for y'all. But she had fun, and I'm so happy that she had a great time, had a blast. Got to see, really, to be honest, you kind of put that seed in the young mind of you get to go see other women playing basketball. You get to go see other cheerleaders who you want to be like, and you get to see them in that habitat, and like it kind of helps you. It kind of pushes you to, oh, I want to do that. I want to be on this stage. You want to be on that court doing that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Texas women. First of all, them women was, oh my God, nasty. Okay, this is what had me dying. Okay, before we went to the game, I was looking at like, was the game gonna be on TV, ESPN, or whatever it was, right? I was looking, to see what was going to happen and possibly if I'm going to be on TV, right? Then I was looking, it's going to be on the SEC network, but then on top of it, I was just like, yo, how is that Georgia is ranked 24th, 23rd in the country? And Texas ranked number 4 in the country. But how is Georgia ranked 23rd, 24th in the country, and they only had a 3% chance of winning that game? 3%. I was like, man, there ain't no way, man. They're going to go in there. They're going to be straight, right? I lied. Them motherfuckers getting their ass torched. I was like, what? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. What's going on? Right? So that shit was crazy. Now, I will say too, them women on Texas, I don't see a scenario where they can't, go to the national championship. They have players on their team, and I'm talking about players. One player that caught my eye off the rip was Rory Harmon, short guard, about 5'6". I think this is her last year playing for Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see why not WNBA for her. She has the way she plays great. First of all, great defense, and then she's fast on her feet. She's like, and then she hustles every play. Every play she hustles, and so that gives off low key like the Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, every single play he goes hard and he doesn't take the play off. Rory Harmon, she does not take a play off. Now, I will tell you this. This is going to be the deciding factor for them winning the championship. It's different. Like they have their bigs. Like a Kyler Oladar, I can't even say her name right. She was a big girl. And I think she's going to help put that size in. They also had Madison Booker. Madison Booker is she's cold. I'm not gonna lie. She's one of those ones, okay? And she's gonna be really next as far as just a pure hooper. Like she's like 6'1", 6'2", and she's out there handling the ball like a guard, but also can post up like a big. She is low key like Kevin Durant of females, and it's ironic that she goes to Texas. Like she's literally is that cold, right? And then you got her, and then also Bria Cunningham, who is a tall forward as well. And so they got their tall women. But the thing that separates, I think that's going to separate Texas is these two guards they got, Rory Harmon and then Brianna Preston. Those two guards play hard each play. And then it didn't matter if Rory sat down and Brianna was in, and Brianna sat down and Rory was in. They didn't miss a beat. Those two guards are going to be the deciding factor if Texas women win the national championship or not. I think if both of them, because one of them can have a bad game and the other one pick it up. Or if both of them have a good game, it's going to be a fucking terror. Watching them last night, not going to lie, I was like, they have a chance to win the national championship. I don't see. Now, of course, we have other South Carolina, top dog in the women's world, of course. South Carolina is going to always be up there. UConn is going to always be up there. But the way the Texas women play, and they play with heart, and they play together, and their coaches keep them together, and then they have so much composure. Now, and then on top of that, they ride for each other. Last night, even though they are blowing the shit out of Georgia, the coach still gets a technical foul. And you see how the other coaches come to defend. You see how the players respond, how they are together. All right, Texas women basketball should, and I hope they do, go out there and win the national championship. They have it. And now, like I said, those two guards, and Rory Harmon and Brianna Preston, I think those two guards are going to be the key factor for Texas winning the national championship. And on top of that, they wasn't looking to score. It's like, but they can score at will. Especially Brianna Preston. She can score at will. Her fucking like crazy handles she got to the basket anytime she want. Now they was hoeing, not calling no fouls a lot of times, but other than that, dude, she was getting to the basket at will, right? And then and so both of them are able to facilitate and get the ball into the best player's hands at the time, and whoever, I feel like they literally the key factors into Texas winning national championship. Look out for those two women, Brianna Preston and Rory Harmon. Those are the two women that I say for sure are the reasons that Texas is going to possibly win the championship. And of course, Madison Booker. Madison Booker is just she's nice. All right. Now I've seen them play. Of course, they're on TV, and being in Texas and like close to Austin, like I hear about them all the time, and I've seen commercials with them all the time. But to actually go there and watch them play, like I was like, oh, I am invested, and I love watching them play now. I wish I would have went to go see another game before this one, but it is what it is. I'm definitely going to be watching the tournament just for the Texas women, or the women's tournament for the Texas women. Now, of course, I'm going to be watching South Carolina and watching UConn and those women too, because I love basketball and I love greatness of basketball. But dude, do not sleep on Texas Longhorn women possibly winning the national championship. I say, why not? In my opinion. Okay. Keeping on it with basketball. Okay. Last weekend, I want to say, was it last weekend? Don't quote me on it. It was last weekend. No, I think it was 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago, we had the All-Star. That's right, 2 weekends ago. We had the All-Star weekend. Okay. The All-Star weekend, the first time with the format of the USA Stripes, USA Stars, and the international teams. And then you had the All-Star festivities, dunk contest, three-point contest, and then so on and so on. Okay, first of all, what I'm going to say is the dunk contest is dead. It is dead. All right. The dude that won the dunk contest from the Miami Heat, I can't even think of his name right now. That man danced like it. I feel like I was watching the dunk contest in, what was that, 2014 or whatever, when it was Paul George and John Wall. They was all Dougie in all day and doing the nay-nay. Dude, I was just like, yo, that's all y'all doing is dancing. Dude, that dude from the Heat, all he doing was dance, and it's a tall motherfucker dancing. All right, dunk contest is dead in my opinion. We didn't see all the dunks that we can. Nobody who we want to see in the dunk contest is going in it. I want to see Ja. I want to see Zion. I want to see Giannis. I want to see all these superstars, Anthony Edwards. I want to see those guys in the dunk contest, and they're just not going to do it. Rightfully so. But at the same time, like, dude, it's dead. The three-point contest is better. And then on top of that, I thought you had to be playing in order to compete in these games. Dame Lillard hasn't played a game and comes in and wins the 3-point contest is crazy. Now, I'm over here complaining and saying I feel like you should be playing in order to compete in these challenges. But this is another thing. This is something to brag about with Dame. This motherfucker hasn't played. So that means, like, he's practiced, of course. You know, you got to rehab and you got to go in. You got to get shots up. You know, that shit. He's not just sitting at home all day. He decided, no, he's practicing and he's getting his workout in. I know that. But the fact is, he hasn't played real life games the whole year. And this motherfucker comes off the couch, says, put me in warm-ups and win the 3-point contest. Y'all better be ready for when Dame comes back. Dame is on a mission. He's going to win a championship one of these years. I feel it. I hope so. Unless, if he don't win a championship, that commercial, you know where he's like, with all the legends that don't got rings, he's going to be in there. And they're going to have to remix that commercial if that happens. But I hope he gets the ring. I hope he come back and be on a mission, gets the ring. But I think he is on a mission. Look, he called out next year. I'm going to be in the next year. I want Steph in it. Steph and Dame going at it is going to be nasty all the time. But yeah, the 3-point contest has taken over the All-Star weekend, in my opinion. That needs to be last. The fact that the 3-point contest was first pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Like, why was this first? If the 3-point contest was right before the dunk contest, I'd be like, all right. But the fact that it was first, that's what really, I was like, no, that's stupid. That's just dumb and stupid, right? And then on top of that, the thing that really pissed me off the most, why the fuck was it so early? Why was everything so early? Dude, Saturday night, and the only reason I know this is because one year during the All-Star weekend, I was actually working overtime on a Saturday. And the job I'm still working now, I was working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Now, working overnight, you know, a lot of times, especially on the weekends, you miss stuff like sporting events, games, and all that. So when I'm there, I still able to put it on my phone, but still put my earbud in, and I'm just listening to whatever, right? But it was overtime day for me, so I was busy, but I wasn't busy, right? So I was just sitting there watching it. That one year, a couple of years back, I was watching All-Star Weekend at work, and I'm just looking, and it took at least 3 hours of my day. So it went from me basically watching something from like at 6 to 9. It took away a good chunk of my day, and it ended, like I said, it ended at 9, going into 10. I'm looking at this year's Saturday. Why the fuck was everything over at 7:30? Dude, that's the time I literally just start to do anything, start drinking, start smoking. Like, 7:30. They started everything at 4. Same thing for the All-Star game. They started everything super early. And I didn't like that. That was the one thing I just did not like about the All-Star weekend. Why was everything so freaking early? Like, super early. I hated it. But other than that, everything else was all right. Celebrity All-Star game, I love watching that. The All-Star game itself with the 3 teams. 3 teams of the USA Stars, USA Stripes, and the international teams. Shout out to 2 players right now. Shout out to Victor Wembanyama. Shout out to Anthony Edwards. Those 2 are going to be the reason why competitive All-Star games come back. Victor Wembanyama was pissed off that they lost both games. He was mad as fuck. And then Anthony Edwards talking shit and doing all this. And yeah, he was in his bag, putting up some shit. Kawhi Leonard had a crazy game 1, and then I don't know what happened in the game 2, the last game they played. But that one game Kawhi played, I was like, yo, if Kawhi plays like this and stay healthy, Clippers can do something. But that's it. Stay healthy and be available. Right? All in all I say this is probably, from the looks of what we had with Dame winning the 3-point contest, and then Victor Wembanyama and Anthony Edwards, the way that they look and how hard they competed. This might be the start of something new to regain the fire of the All-Star game. At least I hope so. All right. Now, I hope that it brings. I hope it brings. Like I said, I hope it brings back the fire for the All-Star game. But we won't know until maybe to the next few years in the All-Star game. But I hope it does. Until then, we will find out. But the fact that like, what is this for LeBron? 23 All-Stars, and if he doesn't retire after this year, it's gonna be 24 next. Dude, LeBron is unfair, bro. Like you're defining physics. You're defining laws of physics. Like, you're not supposed to be doing this at 40 years old, 41 years old, about to be 42 years old. You should not be doing the shit that you're doing, and you're out here destroying motherfuckers. Nobody's going to catch LeBron's record of all-time points. Like, nobody. He's still playing. He's adding on to their record. He low-key might fuck around and get 45, 50,000 points before he retires. And we was looking at it before he broke the record of nobody is really going to, it's going to be hard to hit 30,000 points. It's going to be hard to hit 35,000 points. Now he's on the verge of hitting 50,000 points. That is going to be insanely hard. You know, you have to come in. You have to skip college, and you can't skip college now. Well, I mean, you can go to the G, but you still got to go to the G League. So you can't skip college and go straight to the NBA. But you got to go from high school to the NBA, averaging at least like 20 points a game, even your rookie year. And you can't get seriously injured. You can't have an Achilles injury. You can't have a ACL injury. You can't have nothing to keep you out for some years or a year. It's just gonna be hard. LeBron is still LeBron, and so. But other than that, All-Star Weekend, I give it like a cool C plus. Maybe you know what? Just because I raved about Victor Wembanyama and Anthony Edwards, I give it a B minus. But it's got to be way better than what the fuck it was. That really say Dame Lillard coming in smashing, and then on top of that, them Anthony Edwards and Victor Wembanyama having the competitive edge that they had in the game. That's what had me going. So that's why I give it a B minus. But other than that, yeah, we got to do better. All right. So one thing I always notice about when I have like people over, or really when my daughter has her friends over, and a bunch of her friends, their moms got cool with my wife, so they all come over. We all chill, and I might grill something or I might cook something, and we all chill with the kids, just be outside running around. Right. One thing that I've always noticed for generations, it's never going to stop, is kids running. Running as kids was literally our shit. If you're a kid that's literally under the age of, really 10, actually I say 10, well, I say 11, 10, 11 and younger, running is your shit. You run everywhere. You race. Last one to this is riding egg. Or if you're from the hood, last one to the door, your mama sucked. Nigga running for his life, boy. You hear me? All right. So running as a kid was always the shit. And I loved running as a kid. So when I was a kid, I used to be running all the time. When I was in elementary school, like from my kindergarten, first and second grade, I went to like 3 different elementary schools each year. And so like, but I want to say my first grade, I was in the first grade when I went to one school, and that's where I met a lot of people at. And so that I eventually went to high school with and shit. But man, I remember being in elementary school and basically us having, I guess, like a running club. Like we at recess every day we meet at the same spot and just be running back and forth, racing each other, doing all this, right? And it was quite a bit of us, and like we always be racing. Like now, I'm not gonna sit here and say I was just outdoing everybody. No, I had my wins and I've also had my losses. You know what I'm saying? I might be a little delusional when I say I probably had more wins and losses, but I don't know. I can't remember like that. I just remember running my energy out. I can't even front. Right? But I tell y'all one thing to this day. Now I remember this to this day. I don't know why, but this clicks in my mind. And this is probably what helped me gain my competitive edge to what I am now. Okay, I remember I was same school, same grade, first grade. I want to say the school was Nova. And I remember we used to go outside for recess, unless it was raining, but we used to go outside for if it was raining, we'd go to the gym. But if it was cool, nice day, we'd go outside for recess. You know, you got the swings, you got the y'all remember that thing that you can? It looked like a basketball hoop, but it got the things that come out. You just throw the ball and it comes back to you. You got that, and then the monkey bars and all this. But like I said, we was outside running, just racing all day, every day, running that energy. That's why I was always tired when I got home. But we was running, and now I remember one specific day. We was actually in the gym. It was a nice day, but we went to the gym, and like I said, when you go to the gym, you don't have all the outdoor activities, but you have the double dutch, and then you have basketball, kids playing with the basketballs and playing dodgeballs and whatever, and we still over there inside running. So in this one particular day, I remember we had to line up. Everybody who wanted to race, we had to line up, and if you wanted to race, you get on the line, and if you didn't want to race, you surround the court. You know how it's from all my 2K players, you know how you play 2K and you go to those random parks and the people are crowded around the court. That's how it was. All the other kids was crowded around the court, and we were on the line about the race. It was this one dude. Shout out to my homie Cody Witherspoon, man. I still got tabs on him on Facebook and stuff. But shout out to you, man, because I still remember this to this day. Cody Witherspoon, man. It was a cool ass white boy. Let me say that. Cool ass white boy. And he was with the group with us, and we was running all the time. Now, in this gym that day, I remember we had two races. The first race, it was like we was kind of neck and neck, but he like beat us like hair off, and they told him like, hey, he won, and he beat us like this much. But I was like, all right, bet. Next race, cool. And this is another thing. This is what helps build character development too. All the kids in there are screaming and hollering for our name, screaming, go Zay, go Cody, go. Like, what I'm saying? They screaming different names, you're hearing different names, and everybody, whoever wins, that's when everybody yells out that person's name and whatnot, right? So after the first race, I'm like, all right, man, fuck that. Like, I'm not cussing him, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get this motherfucker down. Like, yeah, let's go. And I'm hyped for the second race. Second race, I don't know what happened. Fucking we go, and so when we did the race, this is a down and back. So the basketball court, and you run down and you run back. And first one finish, that's who wins the race, right? So we go down. It's the second race, and we running down. When we run down, and I touch the line, I slip for a second, and I was talking about, oh shit, but I still was booking it, keeping going. As I'm trying to keep my head down and move, I look up. This motherfucker Cody is already a good step ahead of me in front of everybody. And this motherfucker had the nerve to put both of his hands out like this. I'll show you. Put them out like this, run it, and just like a high step Dion to the finish line. Boy, I was hot, boy. Hot. Man, I was hot. But he won that race. And after that, we raced some more in the gyms, but I can't remember those. I just remember that one because I was just hot. Because that was the first time that I actually lost 2 in a row. Like, it'd be times where it's to the same guy. Like, it'd be times like I've lost 2 in a row, but I've never lost 2 in a row to the same person. Like, it might be I lost to Cody, and then the next race I lost to like Landon, and then the other race I lost to something. But I lost the races in a row, but I've never lost to the same guy. That was the first time that not only I lost 2 races in a row, but I lost 2 races in a row to the same exact person. Shout out to my homie Cody Witherspoon. Shout out to you, man. Yes, I still remember that to this day. I still be hot to this day, and that's what fueled me when I was in football and I was playing. I was like, man, and you see somebody doing a cocky, man, doing something cocky or trying to do something, and it brings me back to that moment. And I'm like, all right, man, fuck that. But yeah, man, running as kids was the shit back in the day. I loved it. And now I'm looking at my daughter doing it all the time. I be wondering, like, man, what if I was your age? I would dust your ass in the race. I would love to see 7-year-old Zay for life pull up for 30 minutes, just run against Olivia Brown and see who wins in the race. And I bet you, I got my money on my dog, the little Zay for life, for sure. Okay. Not only when we was kids, we used to run all the time and have races. One thing I was just talking about this the other day with somebody, was Lunchables. Remember the Lunchables? Lunchables used to hit back in the day. I want to know, was I the one living in a loop? Was I living in a time warp? Am I the only, because people don't remember this, and I've been trying to, I've been looking crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do y'all remember Lunchables back in the day? Do y'all remember the Lunchables with the hot dogs and the hamburgers? People like hot dogs and no. I remember those times the Lunchables had hot dogs, had hamburgers, had nachos, had tacos, pizzas. I remember those times. Do y'all remember those times? Lunchables used to be the shit back in the day. The shit. And I used to love it. I used to be on top of it, be with it. I'm all for it. You feel me? Let me know in the comment section. Hey, you guys remember the Lunchables, the old school Lunchables with the hot dogs and hamburgers? Y'all remember the nachos? Y'all remember the tacos? People are looking at me like, pizza, tacos, hot dogs. What are you? Where were you eating? No, those are Lunchables. Those are the Lunchables we had growing up. Okay, we was on some shit. This is why we are all either good at cooking or we don't care about what we eat. Because growing up, when you had, you made the Lunchables, and then you had the easy bake ovens, and you remember the Chuck E. Cheese ovens they gave you with the pieces and shit like that. And then you cooking shit with the light bulb. Let's get that out the way. All these easy bake ovens and all this stuff that we had when we was growing up, the Chuck E. Cheese pizza bake, these are light bulbs cooking this shit. First of all, dangerous. Second of all, we were cooking it, making it, eating it, making it our own. That's why I say we got cooks now. Making your own shit, putting it in your easy bake oven or putting it in your oven for the Chuck E. Cheese oven to make the pizza, making different type. We style and profile, so that's what makes us know how to cook. And then when the other people who just eat anything, this is shit cooked with a light bulb. Cooked with a light bulb, and we are eating it willingly. We're just eating it. We fucking just eating that shit, right? And the shit is crazy, but I fucked with it. Okay. One thing that I've always was talking about too as well was a male secret place when you're growing up. When I was a kid, male secret place, it's always the bathroom. My son is 10 years old now, even though he's nonverbal autistic, but my son is 10 years old. Okay, we're still trying to, I don't want to say potty train, but we're still trying to get him to properly use the bath. Like, he knows how to pee, but properly using the bathroom for doing the number 2 in the bathroom, properly wiping himself, properly disposing of the tissues at the right place. It's a little harder, but it's still a good learning experience. But one thing I've learned with my son recently now and then on top of it, not only just my son, just thinking about it for all boys, the bathroom is a sacred place, a secret sacred place for boys. Boys, males, all of it. Even a grown, I can stay in the bathroom for an hour, but it's just, and I'm a grown man. But like looking at my son now, he's 10 years old. He's 10 years old and he stays in the bathroom. Like, he'll be in the bathroom for no reason. I'm like, bro, what are you doing in the bathroom? And no telling what he's doing in the bathroom. No telling what your son is doing in the bathroom. Please, this is one thing. Knock before you go in there. Knock before you go in their room. Knock before you go in their bathroom. Just let yourself be known before you're walking in on them doing some shit. Because then you're going to really be, you talking about traumatized? You're going to be traumatized if you see your own son doing something you don't want him to see. I guarantee you that. So, yeah, that bathroom is a sacred place for us males. And I can't even say young males and young men. And like I said, my son is 10 and he can stay in the bathroom. I am 30 years old and I can stay in the bathroom. and you know what, ladies, it ain't like we're just this grown men. We're not just like, I know what y'all thinking. Oh, y'all in there playing with. No. Now, that might be a part of the program. It might be either the start of it or there might be the anything I do. But I'm not just in there for an hour straight just doing. No, I'm on Instagram. I'm doing this. I'm figuring out shit. I'm contemplating life on if I should just stick it out or maybe just. I'm doing everything in that bathroom but using the bathroom. Get used to it, and that's just how it is. Okay. All right. So recently, I just saw that this band had just became number 1 on their song hit number 1 on the Billboard Top 100, Top 200, one of the two. For the first time ever for a all-black rock band, the Paradox Band. The Paradox Band is an all-black band from Atlanta, Georgia, who plays the punk rock music, and their music is phenomenal. You've heard a couple of songs probably. What's that one song? Why you gotta do me like that? You gotta do me like those are. They remind me of your old school 2000s type of rock bands, and the garage type of rock bands. When I was a kid, of course, Guitar Hero and Rock Band itself, but Guitar Hero I played more of. That is what got me into rock music. Okay, that's what helped me get into rock. That's really, actually, I say Guitar Hero is what enhanced my rock music. What got me into rock music was those older games of the old Maddens. They used to play, Green Day and all this, and the old SmackDown versus Raw games, the old snowboarding games, the old NFL and NBA, or really NFL street games that used to have some rock music. Like, dude, all of those games back in the day, that's what helped, made me realize, oh, rock music does exist and this is actually good. And then Rock Band and Guitar Hero help enhance that and be playing those songs. I listen, so I have whole playlist songs of rock songs that I actually got a playlist called My White People Shit. Dead ass. That I love it, but this band reminds me of those older bands like I used to listen to on Madden, I used to listen to on the snowboarding games and all that. They got that type of a feel to them, and I love it, and I love them for that, man. Like they kind of remind me, and then this is what I say. Like I said, they remind me of those older bands. Do y'all remember? Well, really, to be honest, right now, video games have a good chance of doing something great. Putting this band on video games for the next 2 to 3 years will be phenomenal because we can get that type of music back. Look, I love hip hop, I love rap, I love pop, but the fact that those three genres are basically taking over games, I play wrestling games and I don't hear not a single rock song, or if I do hear a rock song, I hear 1 or 2 rock songs. You know what I'm saying? If I'm playing any other games that I'm playing, I hear either techno or I'm hearing R&B, pop, and rap. No country, no rock, something that gets me going. Nothing against pop, R&B, and rap, and hip hop and all that. It's nothing against it because I listen to it to this day. So I'm not talking shit about it. But sometimes I want to hear different music genres in video games. And so I feel like right now, like wrestling games and then possible of other games that they're bringing back, you have a chance, especially for wrestling. You have a chance of putting this Paradox band in a couple of your games to where it's like, oh yeah, like we're back to those type of deals, right? Like what, SmackDown versus Raw? Remember what was that band? 9 Point. I got a bullet with the name on it. Bullet with the name. And then they had a few songs that was spread across like 3 or 4 SmackDown versus Raw. Shit, and they was all bumping. I'm struggling now, even after everything that you did, still alive and can't hurt. Dude, SmackDown versus Raw had bangers, okay? I'm going to tell y'all right now, had bangers. Bangers. Everything. Shit. What was that one song they used to have? You make me sad. I love what we do here. You make me sad. I can't be the... Dude, oh my God, man. Live and Kick It. I mean, all of it. I just want to be famous. You so fucking crazy. Like, dude, wrestling games back in the day had the bangers. Can we bring back the bangers? I know that brings back a crazy memory for you. The bangers that they had in wrestling games. I want that again. Come on. And I think the Paradox band is going to help bring that back. Especially for black people. You see people, especially black people, see somebody who look like them doing rock band. It's, yeah, we do that. We've been doing it, but we've always had the talent to do it. Now we're being showcased. And now maybe that young black kid be like, oh, I want to do that. I can do that. And start listening to some more shit. We're getting more and more and more expandable of music. Okay. And you know what? Atlanta is not a real place. Atlanta is not a real place. The amount of talent from athletic wise and especially music wise that have came all the way from Atlanta, dude. I'm talking about, you can go way back. We talking about Outkast. We talking about T.I., Young Jeezy, Young Jock, all of these people. And now you got a rock band right now that's coming out as an all black rock band that's literally out here doing their thing. And then, of course, you got the Young Thugs, you got the Rich Homies Quans, you got the Futures. Futures is my favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? And dude, Atlanta is not a real place, man. They got all type of shit. I know it's one cat that's hella weird. I want to say his name is Silka Sonic or Sonic Silka? It's one of those two. I can't remember his name right now. But his music is god awful. I'm not gonna lie, but it intrigues me because of the amount of following he has, the amount of fans he has. I'm just looking like, how do you manage to make this type of music and have a big following? And so it intrigues me. And so I don't discriminate nothing. Now I might not think it's good. It's some songs that I like that I just know that, oh, it's not that good, or I just other people looking like, oh, you listen to this? Yeah, I find it interesting and keep going with my day. And some people just can't stand it. They hate it, right? But me, I love it. I love to give different things a chance. I give everybody a chance, man. Hey, it's no quitting anything. So if you can do it, if you put it out there, you have the heart to put it out there, somebody's going to listen to it. Okay. But Atlanta's not a real place. They have too much shit going on. Everything. Right. We are on the verge of probably seeing the Chicago Bears playing football, but not in Chicago. Recently, has been reports coming out that the Bears are probably, as right now, 70-80% more likely to be moving to Indiana to be playing football for the rest of their time. So at least until they move again. But right now, I think it's basically what I can say is Chicago basically gave them a loan, the Bears a loan, instead of just helping them get money for renovations of a stadium. You just give them a loan, and now that this loan is, I guess, done and needs to be paid out, like he was like, hey, can we get the new stadium now? I'm like, no, basically no. And so you like, why can't we get it? This is the heart and basically Chicago Bears and Chicago Bulls, but Chicago Bears is basically the heart and soul of Chicago. You taking the Bears out of Chicago, you just killed everybody in Chicago. And what Chicago say? Shit, you think we care? Wow. Okay. Now go into Indiana. Indiana's like, shit, you want how much for the stadium? Here you go. Have fun. And we get another NFL team in the state. Let's do it. So that's just the breakdown of it for somebody who is clueless like me. I'm really clueless, and that's the way I can break it down. The Chicago gave a loan to the Bears for renovation and all this, and now that it's like, hey, we really need a new stadium. We need to do this money. Like, nah, we still have to. You know what I'm saying? It's too much going on. I need somebody to explain it more to me too. But that's just what I think about it. The Bears moving to Indiana will be insane. Chicago will be stupid to let that happen. I don't know what y'all got to do, but y'all will be stupid to let that happen. All right. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, that's my baby. Hey, Juby Too Fly, man. The creator of the Juby Slide, man. Shout out to you. Is he gonna make a comeback? I saw a video of him doing a dance again. I was like, hold on, we back? Are we back? What's going on? I don't know. Can he make a comeback? Dude, Juby Too Fly, you had me, my big ass out here practicing that damn Juby slide like a motherfucker. I looked stupid at first, but then I finally got it down pack, and now I was lit, right? But yo, shout out to him, man. I love him, and I hope you're doing good, and I hope that dance gets on to everywhere like it has been, and I hope you get your right credit for it because you deserve to be on the top, right? All right. Guess what? This weekend is the last weekend in February. Okay, February 28th, the last day of February. Okay, and it's been a cool February. A lot of stuff has happened. Black History Month has been going on. It's been a lot of good shit happening. But we get to end it perfectly. We get to end February on Saturday with the Elimination Chamber. Okay, WWE Elimination Chamber is going to be on Saturday, starting at 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern, and then we're going to have some good quality matches. One thing that I say for sure, I know. So I started this podcast about 2 years ago. Almost, it's about to be 2 years, at least a year and a half for sure. One thing about it is, I remember when I first started the podcast like right as the WrestleMania with Cody Rhodes finally beating Roman Reigns. That's when I really started. So it's been some years ago. But the thing about it is, when I started that's when I was on my Jey Uso movement. I thought Jey Uso was the biggest thing to life in wrestling at the time. That's why now them trying to push him for title reigns, it's too late. You're 2 years too late. You should have did it when he was on the top. Was really on top. The backlash entrance is just me with all the lights, and then the period. 2 years, just 2 years ago, his music hit. When I would watch wrestling, I would hear his music hit. You talk about drop everything. Ooh, oh shit, come on. And even my daughter coming in, Daddy, he's on. And we both, it's just me, ooh. Day one, it's just me, ooh. And so that to me was like just pinnacle, man. It was just great. Like he was just on top. And his entrance alone is what got me into loving Jey Uso. And I still love Jey Uso. But I got a new one, guys. A new one. Somebody who just came up from the development league in NXT. And he's in the main roster. And he's going to actually he's actually going to be in the match in the Elimination Chamber versus Jey Uso as well. Trick Williams. Trick Williams is the newcomer from NXT onto the main roster. But he's been on top in NXT, and he came into the WWE on top. And you like how Jey Uso, when I hear Jey Uso's song come on, and it's just me, Uso, got the whole crowd, yeet, yeet. Trick Williams is that for me right now. Trick Williams, you hear his music come in, and then the whole crowd, whoop that trick, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. I'll be lit with them, like, hey. So right now I got a new one, Trick Williams. All right, Jey Uso passed the torch to Trick Williams. Jey Uso passed the torch to Trick Williams especially for the song the songs and the entrance that they have. And then they're good wrestlers. Trick Williams is a good wrestler, and he's good on the mic as well. And Jey Uso is good. The Uso twins, period, are great on the mic. But Trick Williams as well is good on the mic. And then he has his lemon pepper steppers. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now for the Elimination Chamber itself, we got a couple of things that we're doing for the Elimination Chamber. I will be chilling, watching Elimination Chamber. Gonna have some tacos there. Gonna have some people over. We're gonna be watching. Okay. Now, what's gonna happen is we're gonna have some matches. We got the women's Elimination Chamber. That's probably gonna be the first match with Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, and Kiana James. And I will say this right now. I don't know, to be honest, who can come out of this, but I think this is going to start a feud between Alexa Bliss and Raquel Rodriguez, because they're in the Judgment Day. But I think them two going against each other is going to start a feud, and I think it's going to be Roxanne Perez that comes out and try to distract one of them, and whoever she picks is going to stay in the Judgment Day, and then the other one kicked out. So I think that she comes out and helps Raquel, and Alexa Bliss is the one who's gonna get the short end of the stick. And then it's going to be crazy, because then you can make any type of storyline for that. If Roxanne Perez comes out and basically helps Raquel Rodriguez win and cheats Alexa Bliss out of it, and then we also see Rhea Ripley in this match, they both gonna be looking like, damn, we're in the same boat. Dom didn't fucking dump both of us and got with the next chick up, and now it's their group. You know what I'm saying? And that can happen. That's just one of the stories I think that can happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's just something my mind thinks about as I'm trying to watch, just trying to guess. Tiffany Stratton I want to say that's probably the only one that I can say that makes sense winning this match, in my opinion. So I've got Tiffany Stratton actually winning an Elimination Chamber in this match. All right, and then we got a couple of singles matches before we get to the men's Elimination Chamber match. The first one, we got Becky Lynch facing AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. AJ Lee came back, and she has been really good and like doing what she's doing. And as long as when you have your name already imprinted into the WWE, you can come back and you can do horrible and you still gonna be doing good. So I still think she's definitely got all the talent in the world for sure. But I think Becky Lynch retains her title and still talk shit like she does. as well. Another another singles match is going to be CM Punk defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor. Will this be the match that we see the Demon Finn Balor? Could he come out to that music and we see him do that? Well, that would be nice. That would be kind of cool to see. I don't know, but I think just because we are highly anticipated for the Roman Reigns and CM Punk match at WrestleMania, I got CM Punk actually beating Finn Balor in Elimination Chamber to retain his title. Just because I need to see CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. That has to be a match for WrestleMania. Has to be. All right, and then in the men's Elimination Chamber match, we have Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Get Bouncy, Jey Uso, LA Knight, and Trick Williams. Okay, all of these fighters, all these wrestlers are great. I love all of them. Like I just said a minute ago, Jey Uso and Trick Williams. Trick Williams is my new guy now, but Jey Uso has been my guy. Trick Williams is my new guy. Randy Orton is a legend. Cody Rhodes, he's working that way up to being a legend. Javon Evans, he's one of the ones that I also like too. Trick Williams, I was watching in NXT and I was liking him, but Javon Evans, Get Bouncy, that young motherfucker, I was heavy on him. Heavy. And I'm glad he's on the main roster. And LA Knight. LA Knight is cool. LA Knight, yeah. All right. We're about to actually go watch some SmackDown here in a minute. But yeah, man, I've been a big fan of all of these wrestlers, but it can only be one winner. All right. And I think like I said, Jey Uso is kind of 2 years past his really prime to be fighting for championships. Not his prime, but just 2 years too late. I feel like give him those tag team title matches or get him Intercontinental champions, give him United States Championship runs. But World Heavyweight Championships is not it for Jey Uso anymore. And I hate it to say that, but it's just what it is. Javon Evans and Trick Williams, two of my guys. I still say this is kind of too early for y'all to have title reigns and title runs, but it still can set up for something beautiful for you guys in the future. Now, that leaves me with Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and LA Knight. Now, I eliminated the three of Javon Evans, Jey Uso, and Trick Williams between the three of LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton. You looking at Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes can possibly take each other out because they want to win that. They want to win the Elimination Chamber so bad to give themselves a chance at the title, which is what they want. Then, with them two taking it out of each other, that leaves me with LA Knight. Yeah, I got LA Knight winning the Elimination Chamber, going on to WrestleMania to win his title that he deserves. He deserves to win a title. That's just what I think about it. If you guys are going to be going out to watch Elimination Chamber, y'all be careful. If you guys are going to Elimination Chamber, have fun. Okay, if you're going to be watching it and you're going to be drinking, please don't drink and drive. Have fun, but don't drink and drive. Okay, if you're going to be drinking, sit down somewhere, sober up, and then you can go chill out and then ride home. But other than that, y'all already know who I am. I am Zay for life. Okay, before I head out, all of us here at Ta1k Podcast, we have literally teamed up with W to bring you a clean, more clean source of energy. Okay, with W, you have no sugars in it at all, and then you have all the vitamins that you need and all the right stuff to have good energy, good clean cut energy, and then you will not have the crash that you think you're gonna have. You don't crash out like that off of these W's. Okay, so go to the www.w.gg, go order you whatever you want to order you, and then in the promo code put in Ta1k podcast, Ta1k podcast, Ta1k 100 podcast. Okay, capital T and a capital P. Put that into the promo code, and you will get 10% off of your whole order. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the Ta1k Podcast. Y'all know who I am. I'm Zay for life, and Zay for life is out.